We've seen in recent weeks in our journey through Psalm 23 that God cares and provides for all of His children. And Jesus makes this very clear as He cares for people's welfare with the heart of a good shepherd. He lays down His life for His own sheep. He promises riches in heaven and tremendous grace, peace, and joy to all who would follow Him here. But when the first disciples began asking, wondering about this journey, about what He planned to do when it came to restoring their kingdom, the answer that Jesus gives is very telling. He immediately redirects their thinking by refocusing them on His kingdom, not their own. In Acts 1:8, Jesus says in effect, if I give you power, it will not be to advance your own interest, what you want, where you want. No, you will be given power to become my witnesses, He says, where I want, in Jerusalem, in all Judea, and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. So you really can't read the Acts of the Apostles thinking that Jesus really is interested in our kingdoms, not our health, not our wealth, not our prosperity as disciples. On the contrary, the disciples of Jesus, they suffered, they were poor, and much of what the world deems clear and counts as worth the price, all of that's kind of turned upside down. We are serving Christ's cause, not our own. One observer made it clear at one time just how countercultural Christ's followers were. As Acts 17 records, these people are all acting contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying there's another king, Jesus, and they're turning the world upside down. So today I'd have us to note this word all in the text. They were all acting. The scripture says the life of the Christ follower isn't an individual affair, but a communal one. The part of God's antidote to this cosmic loneliness that afflicts so much of our time is that of a communal response. It's fascinating to me that when the disciples leave the place where Jesus ascended back to heaven, they don't go their separate ways, as we so often do from church or from typical life. No, the scripture says that they were there on the Mount of Olives, and those that were present were Peter, John, James, and Andrew, and Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew, Matthew, James, Simon the Zealot, Judas the son of James. They all joined together constantly in prayer. They all joined together. There was a time when people heard the word church, and the first thought that came to their minds was not a building on a corner, not a fixed structure, but a beautiful, moving people, a people who believed that the days of Jesus were not past, but that Christ was alive and that He was moving through them right now and ahead of them, and they were to follow Him. And they would share this life together as a people, gathering regularly, yes, in prayer and in worship, so that they would be better equipped to go out together as witnesses. So in this gathering and going, Christ was moving through them to change their hearts, their households, their cities, their regions, the world in which they live. May that be so today in the church, our church, in the heart of Murfreesboro. Blessing.